Hi, my name is Kamanita, and today we'll be talking to David O'Brien, who is the founder and CEO of Meerkat. Our topic for today is debt counselling. Hi, David.
Hi, Carmenita.
Can you briefly explain the debt counselling process, please?
Okay, sure. So we often get asked this question because for most people the counselling process seems unbelievable. So debt counselling was invented in the National Credit Act. I think globally we are unique as South Africa to have a process that can help consumers out of debt that is effectively part of the law. But basically if a consumer is over-indebted, now often I'm asked what does over-indebted mean? It doesn't mean you can't afford your Porsche repayment this month, but if you are struggling to make ends meet, if you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, if you're borrowing loans, if your credit card balances are rising every month, chances are you could be over-indebted. You come to Meerkat, I take you through a budget process where we assess your income, a normal household budget against then your credit cost. If after the end of that budget process you have a negative number, so that means you have negative affordability, that means that's the definition for being over-indebted. That's kind of a qualification criteria. So once we have assessed you as over-indebted, we then have a mandate as a debt counsellor to talk to your credit providers to see if we can negotiate terms that are affordable to you from within that budget. What that means for most people is that, let's say you come to us and you're paying 10,000 rands a month on your debts. An average number, we can often reduce that by say 40% if the person is over-indebted. And that extra 4,000 rands a month into the household budget just gives you breathing room. You've just got that little bit more money to pay the school fees, whatever, buy food, etc. So it's that breathing room. Then the journey can last, it depends, but we aim for 5 years. We also negotiate reduced interest rates with your credit providers. And that's really important because that means that not only are you paying less on your debt each month, but actually you will be clear of debt. I saw a statistic recently, if you have a credit card and you only pay the minimum premium every month, it can take 26 years to settle the card. So paying the minimum premium is enough for the bank, but you will never be out of debt. And so with the debt counselling process, you can then be out of debt in the 5 years.
Tell me, the debt counselling process, who is that aimed at?
So again, it's aimed at any consumer who is over-indebted. So I often say to people, over-indebtedness is not an absolute number. It's not to say you owe more than X. It's actually usually a percentage of your salary, because the credit industry works on affordability, this idea that it's your disposable income less a household budget that gives you affordability, and that's what banks lend into. For most people, maybe their first big loan is a house loan. You need to have big affordability to cover your mortgage payment. Then there's a car loan potentially, personal loans, educational loans, credit cards, etc. All of that eats up your affordability. But obviously if you have a very high disposable income, your affordability number is a bigger number. But we've had customers come to us who earn 350,000 rands a month and they are over-indebted because they have taken their affordability and taken on lots of credit. Equally, we've dealt with customers who earn 5,000 rands a month and they are technically not over-indebted because although they're feeling the pinch, actually to the definition of over-indebtedness, they're not over-indebted.
Great, thank you so much. And I'd like to ask you, what should someone know before signing up for debt counselling?
Unfortunately, the debt counselling industry has got some bad actors in it, if I'm honest. But it's like any service provider. You want to make sure you've got a good partner who's going to walk the journey with you. Debt counselling is a multi-year process. So I think the first step is make sure it's a business of substance. Do they have an office premises? Can you go and visit the office if it's convenient for you? Meerkat is based in Pinelands in Cape Town. We always welcome customers to come and visit us if they wish. Do they have a Google reviews history? Can you see there's a history there? How long have they been in business? So I'm a debt counsellor. My registered number is NCR DC 2613. I think my registration dates back to 2015. So again, by looking at the National Credit Regulator's website, you can actually see how long has your debt counsellor been registered. Are they registered? That's the first thing. And if in doubt, in any business you're dealing with, you should be able to speak to your debt counsellor. So when customers come to Meerkat, I often deal with them directly regarding specific questions, etc. So registered debt counsellor, sizable business, visible presence on Google, and then you can obviously check Hello Peter to see what the reviews look like, which is just an aggregation of people's opinions as to how they felt. Now, no business has perfect reviews, but as Meerkat, we're quite pleased and proud of our current number. I think it's something like 4.4, which indicates, we're generally giving our customers a good service and they're happy with that.
Thank you so much for that insightful information. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us and to listening to how the debt counselling process works. Thank you once again.
Thanks, Carmenita.